It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. In South Florida, a stalled front with multiple rounds of heavy showers and storms are possible through tomorrow with isolated flash flooding, especially in urban areas. In the Southwest and Four Corners area, monsoonal storms will expand north through the week, bringing heavy rain and a risk of flash flooding, especially in Arizona, as moisture from Hurricane Lorena approaches. In the Pacific Northwest, a late-season heat wave continues with highs in the 90s into the hundreds, likely breaking records. Heat alerts remain in effect, but will ease slightly by tomorrow. In the northern and central plains, strong cold fronts sweeping through the plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes will bring widespread storms, some severe with damaging winds and hail, followed by a sharp cool down of around 15 to 25 degrees below average. Another reinforcing cold front arrives next week. Southern Plains and lower Mississippi Valley, in contrast, summer-like heat expands with highs in the upper 90s to 100s. Closer to home, rainfall chances increase tomorrow into Saturday as tropical moisture flows into the area. There's a chance for localized heavy rainfall in southwestern New Mexico tomorrow night. That all depends on the track of the remnants of Hurricane Lorena. Cooler temperatures over the weekend, especially Saturday, with expected cloud cover. Drier conditions look to prevail on Sunday into the middle part of the week. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Thursday, the 4th of September. Highway 70, Highway 380, Highway 54, War Highway, Owen Road, and Nike Avenue will be open all day.
Alamogordo's $1.9 million Main Street makeover is underway, transforming several blocks of New York Avenue with new water lines, sidewalks, and streetscapes. Backed by state grants, local funding, and millions more in private investment, the project is billed as one of the city's most ambitious revitalization projects in decades. But the real driver, of course, has not been the government. It's been local business owners and merchants who first pushed the idea, invested their own money, and rallied community support. Private investment has surged from around $1.5 million 2 years ago to over $6 million now, dwarfing the public contribution and proving that when entrepreneurs lead, growth follows. Anybody that knows me knows I preach private market all the time. Here's your evidence if you didn't believe me. Supporters see the project as proof that traditional principles, local leadership, private investment, and limited but targeted public support are what actually sparks economic revival. Instead of top-down mandates or endless bureaucracy, Alamogordo's progress is rooted in community initiative and business-driven momentum, making downtown stronger, more vibrant, and more self-sufficient for the future. You're looking for something to do this Saturday? Holloman is having a marathon, the Ace of Races and Community Connections Day. Again, that's this Saturday at Holloman Air Force Base. A full half 5K and kids dash runs. Registrations are required. The opening ceremonies at 6:30. Community Connections start from 10, end at 5. Free and open to the public. And it's going to include live music, food trucks, STEM displays, static displays, entertainment, and education. The event is designed to bring together Holloman Air Force Base and the local community for a day of fitness, fun, and connection. Yesterday, Olivia from La Luz Ag Market told us that they're going to have a special guest this Saturday, Spoo Bell Rescue, and they're going to be having a dog adoption event at the La Luz Market. I spoke with Minnie Bueno all about the event.
We will be taking some adoptable dogs, some senior little dogs. I believe we're going to be taking an adult large dog, mixed breed. I will also be providing free nail trim.
Minnie says this is going to be the first of regular appearances at the market. You can find the La Luz Market in between the two pistachio farms. The market itself opens at 10, adoptions begin at 9, and you can hear our entire conversation by checking out our YouTube channel. Well, today is Thursday. That means we get a Thursday thought from my good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, Crazy Radio. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday thought. Hey, I've been thinking September is Suicide Awareness Month, and in a way it hits home with me. It's been several years ago, I was talking to a person, and I sat and had dinner with him and visited with him at a recovery meeting, and that night he went out and committed suicide, and I really struggled with that because I was thinking, well, did I miss something? Did I listen but not really hear? And, it just, I really felt like maybe almost responsible for it, like I had missed something, and that's not the case because I was talking to a friend of mine that does social work and that kind of thing, and she had said, you know, two things. One, God was working in the situation and he didn't get through, so why would you think that you could? And the other thing she said about that was, well, you know, they don't always give really clear telltale signs that that was what they intended to do, so you probably did the best with it that you could. And I know over several years I probably had did suicide and death of somebody visit my life probably 4 times, and it does get to you, but anyway, there is a number you can call. I mean, 988 is the current suicide hotline number, and there are counselors there to talk to you, or you can even text them 24 hours a day, every day of the year, and they are there to help and to listen to you and help you get it through it. And, you know, it's just one of those things in life that we do not know what's going on inside of a person's mind and what's going on inside of their head for sure, you know, or what's going on in their life that is prompting this, but they don't always give telltale signs. And we just need to remember that before we think too harshly about people, we don't know what they are packing inside. And so it's just a tough time, and I know it visits people's lives from time to time over the years, but let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do pray that we will be more receptive to people that are dealing with problems and not just kind of brush them off if we do know about them, and to listen to them. And I know that I and probably most of us could do better at listening rather than just hearing to respond, and I can be good at that. I hear to respond rather than listen. But help us to be better about that, and help it to remember that this is a month that they just choose to have suicide awareness, and we can always call 988, text them, and there's help available for us. Amen. Until we meet up again, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big LES news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
A disturbing case in El Paso has raised fresh concerns about public safety and accountability. Christopher Sotelo is a cheer coach with the Texas Bandits All-Stars. He was arrested when hidden cameras were discovered in the gym's bathrooms. And forensic evidence included videos allegedly showing Sotelo setting up one of the cameras. Jail records show he was quickly released on the same day on a surety bond, despite facing 2 invasive visual recording charges. Parents and community members were alarmed that someone in the position of trust around children were able to exploit that role. The case underscores how lenient bail policies often allow accused offenders back into the community within hours, even in cases involving potential victims' privacy and safety. A student at Berlin High School has been charged after police recovered a weapon on campus. The school confirmed the student was detained, and law enforcement has filed charges. Incidents like this highlight growing concerns about school safety and the need for stronger discipline and accountability. Many argue that lenient policies and lack of enforcement only embolden dangerous behavior, putting students and teachers at risk. 10 people have been arrested in a drug and contraband smuggling ring at the Hidalgo County Detention Center in Lordsburg. The scheme involved inmates, a detention center kitchen worker, and outside accomplices. The bust came after suspicious inmate phone calls were reviewed, leading to a multi-agency crackdown. This case underscores how deeply drugs and corruption have penetrated even secure facilities. Another example of why strong law enforcement, strict oversight, and zero tolerance for crime are essential to protect communities and uphold the rule of law. The New Mexico Environment Department is touting its Enforcement Watch program, which publishes monthly updates on alleged regulatory violations, ranging from drinking water and food permits to hazardous waste and workforce safety. Since launching in 2023, the initiative has flagged hundreds of businesses and facilities, including over 100 food establishments, a Bureau of Reclamation site in Tier C, and even a Santa Fe spa accused of operating a pool without a permit. Officials say the effort ties to Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's aggressive climate agenda, which includes drastic cuts to greenhouse gas emissions by 2035. Now, people with clear or corrected vision can clearly see that this is just more government overreach that burdens businesses with endless red tape and nickel and dime fines, while doing little to actually help New Mexicans afford food, housing, or energy. Instead of prioritizing economic growth and job creation, the state is expanding bureaucratic watchdogs and climate mandates which punish employers and raise costs for working families. The 10th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that New Mexicans cannot use machine guns for self-defense, citing against a man who argued the Second Amendment protects such ownership. The court claims that machine guns are not commonly used for self-defense, extending its decision to New Mexico under its jurisdiction. Another example of activist judges chipping away at our Second Amendment rights. Instead of upholding the clear intent of the Second Amendment, protecting citizens' right to keep and bear arms, the court narrowed it further, leaving law-abiding Americans with fewer options to defend themselves while criminals continue to ignore gun laws entirely. I've always believed that we, the citizens, should be allowed to own anything the government can own as a weapon, with the only thing in your way being cost. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham signed an agreement with the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, to launch the Quantum Frontier Project, which is a partnership aimed at testing and developing quantum technologies with the goal of determining if utility-scale quantum computing is achievable by 2033. While Democrats are quick to tout this as a progressive victory, the reality is that this agreement is driven by national security priorities and the leadership of DARPA, not Santa Fe politics. New Mexico's unique advantage comes from its existing national labs, Los Alamos and Sandia, and private innovation, not government overreach. The deal allows up to $120 million in joint investment over 4 years to support research and infrastructure with defense and security implications at stake, and underscores how federal partnerships and free market innovation, not bloated state programs, are what truly create jobs and drive technological breakthroughs. New Mexico joins Illinois and Maryland in this national DARPA effort, highlighting the state's strategic role thanks to its labs and researchers. It's the defense-driven mission and private sector talent that make this possible, not the government. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced an $11 million housing project for Las Cruces and Donna Ana County as part of a $120 million statewide attainable housing push. The money will fund subdivisions, apartment complexes, senior housing, and programs tied to homelessness. Clearly, another example of throwing taxpayer dollars at government-managed housing, and it does little to solve New Mexico's deeper problems, from burdensome regulations that drive up building costs to weak economic policies that make it harder for families to afford homes in the first place. With only 13.5% of New Mexicans able to afford the median home price, many argue the state needs policies that will encourage private sector growth, lower taxes, and expand true economic opportunity. Sports and weather are coming up next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
22 matches for New Mexico volleyball today, including Estancia at Capitan, Roy Mascaro at Hondo, Reserve at Cloudcroft. 9 games for New Mexico football today, including Ruidoso at West Vegas. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for partly sunny skies, cloudy tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler tomorrow with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in the basin, 90, low tonight of 65, high tomorrow, 78 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly cloudy skies today with a 20% chance of showers. Cloudy tonight, mostly cloudy and cooler tomorrow with a 40% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 68, low tonight of 47, high tomorrow, 57 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes this Thursday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.